Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Deits Sports Talk, another edition of Deits Sports Talk. I'm your host, Robert Dieters, in affiliation with National Sports. As actually, I have a different kind of show tonight. I have two of my friends, one of them from my school and one side outside of my school, but a good friend of mine, Blake Salazar and Yanni Alvisos will be on. I'm going to be talking about NFL, about Monday night's recap between Colin Kaepernick and Jason Campbell, the backup QBs, going 1v1, and a big game for both of them to make a good debut, as I know Jason Campbell had more starts, but Colin Kaepernick getting his first official start and proving himself to this Niners team. And as well as NBA, I have different topics. Mike D'Antoni making his debut, as well as Dwayne Wade practicing and coming back Wednesday. Andrew Bogut missing 3 games. And we also have some other topics to talk about for NBA, which I'll be talking to Blake Salazar about. So, actually, I do have Yanni Alvisos on the line. Hey, Yanni, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Robert?
I'm doing good. And, what's going on in this Monday night recap between both of these two teams? 32-7. And, Yanni, I was expecting a better game between these two. And I didn't expect Jay Cutler to be that much of an impact for this offense. But what would you have to say? Why did the Bears play so just played really bad offense?
It was a huge impact on the offense, considering that he is their starter and the leader, pretty much. Getting them pretty much pumped up, raising their morale, and basically he just impacted the O-line completely because they completely failed to protect Campbell.
And with Jay Cutler, I mean, he's your main guy for this Chicago offense, but also you have a good running back, Matt Forte, and he just did not have just a good game. He only got 63 yards the whole night. And what do you have to say? Did this O-line just really mess up the whole game?
Yeah, the O-line pretty much.
Yanni, are you there?
He was pretty much a nightmare for the O-line, so I think he was a huge impact and basically just completely ruined the game.
And let's go on to the side that won this game, a team that Colin Kaepernick was supposed to be your starter about 2 years ago, and Alex Smith was supposed to be gone and shut out the door. And he came back. Alex Smith had a great season 2011, went to the playoffs. Fortunately, lost in the NFC Championship. But you look at Colin Kaepernick, Yanni, can this guy be the future starter for the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah, I think definitely he definitely has proved himself being how he played last night, and I think he's just the Niners now. Even though Alex Smith has been playing for way longer, I think Colin Kaepernick proved to be a little bit better last night.
And when Colin Kaepernick, he threw no picks last night, and I really noticed that, as well as he got first downs last night. 18 first downs for this team. And when Colin Kaepernick, he works on both sides, as well as he runs the ball as a QB, as well as he passes. And when I noticed Vernon, when he threw some pretty long passes, I mean, he got 2 touchdowns for passes. And do you think, if he's done this well, with Alex Smith with the concussion, do you think that they would sit Alex Smith against the Saints? Yanni, are you there?
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I was rephrasing my question. Do you think that they should sit Alex Smith for the next game against the Saints?
Yeah, so sorry about that bad connection. So, I definitely think that Colin Kaepernick is not going to start, considering how well Alex Smith is doing. He's still a little off. I think Colin Kaepernick will definitely start, but I think he hasn't recovered. And Alex Smith will definitely start, considering he's the quarterback that they've worked on a lot more and had a lot more experience with.
And what do the Bears have to learn from this? As you thought, the Bears would have a good defense, and I thought that this was going to be a good defensive game, but when you look at both of the defenses, Niners played a lot better than Chicago. And when I noticed, what was the biggest player of this defensive team for the Niners last night?
The biggest player definitely for the Niners on the defensive side is definitely Aldon Smith. He was just an animal out there. He destroyed the line, getting 4.5 sacks. That's just crazy because he's leading the NFL in sacks right now, and he's just a beast.
You know, this guy's only a sophomore, what you call in this league. And you look at all the sophomores, and you look at Aldon Smith as becoming a starter, and he's been a starter all year. And he's made a huge impact, as well as this D-line, as Nenaro Bowman. He got 12 solo tackles last night as well. And you see that this defense has so much weapons, as well as Justin Smith. And what I noticed about one thing is Brandon Marshall only had 2 catches last night. I mean, why was the coverage so good with the defense with Terrell Brown and Deshaun Goldson?
I just think Trevor Brown and Deshaun Goldson have great chemistry together. They just completely have motivation to stop the Bears' offense doing. And I just think Deshaun Goldson has a lot of potential.
And if out of this team and the offense, you also look at another offensive player that did well last night, as well as the running game. Frank Gore had 17 carries for 78 yards, averaging 4.6 per carry. I mean, you also have another talented running back, Kendall Hunter, that has also made an impact last night, as he got 5 carries for only 27, but he averaged 5.4 per carry as well. He got a touchdown last night. And when you look at the future, do you think that Kendall Hunter may be the starting running back and Colin Kaepernick will be their starting quarterback?
Well, Colin Kaepernick, I think he's still just a little more to get a little more in with the Niners. Their running back, I think definitely is going to be a starter. Kaepernick, they just need a little more development and getting used to being in the NFL playing.
And also on the Chicago side, I mean, what do they have to improve on? Do you think that just the offense needs to work harder, or the defense has to work harder? Which side of the ball has to work harder for the Bears?
Well, definitely, because this game was a huge disappointment on both sides. Both of them definitely learned from the experience, because I think they might have underestimated the Niners or something, because both sides definitely disappointed last night, and they definitely need a lot of work from that.
And we look at as I said before, Brandon Marshall only getting 2 catches, and this is your go-to guy at this point, as well as Hester was one of your main guys too. I mean, this team had no wide receivers to go to because of how good the coverage was. And when you look, I mean, I don't think the Bears ever thought of having Jay Cutler out in a game, and they never thought of using Jason Campbell. I mean, with Jay Cutler, do you think that they should give Jason Campbell more snaps at practice?
Well, I definitely think so, but I think the Bears offense is kind of based off of Jay Cutler and his style and how he plays the game. So I think Jason Campbell just didn't really know what he was doing out there.
Well, Yanni, thank you so much for being on my show and recapping Monday Night Football. Is there any last thoughts before you want to go?
No, just thanks for having me on, and people that are listening, just keep watching because Robert is an awesome guy. So thanks.
All right, thanks, Yanni. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you, man.
That was my friend Yanni. He's from Sarah High School as well as I am. It's located in San Mateo, California. So I'm doing a show from Northern Cal, and I love to do this, especially with games that are so tight and packed in the NFL. And especially when you look at it, two backup QBs, especially I look at Colin Kaepernick, as Nick Rice said in his show NFL Gold Line, as I listened, the top 5 QBs, and they said Colin Kaepernick is number 1. And I totally agree with them. This guy is going to be one of our starters either way in years to come, as well as Kendall Hunter. Some people don't take much credit, and I know he doesn't get a lot of carries. I know he doesn't get more carries than Frank Gore, but Frank Gore is going to be with us for a couple more years. But who's going to be after that? I think Kendall Hunter could be one of those guys that's going to be one of our future. I think when you look at your quarterback, it's going to be Colin Kaepernick. When you look at your running back, it's going to have to be Kendall Hunter. This guy's small, but this guy can run fast and get some yards. And Monday Night Football, this game was supposed to be, the Bears were supposed to win. And Jason Campbell had more experience in games, and because he was at Oakland, he got starts. He had a really good career, and I thought in this game, Colin Kaepernick was maybe not going to do it. That was my prediction, and I was wrong. The Niners have proved to me that even without Alex Smith, this team could do well. I mean, when Colin Kaepernick got drafted, no one thought he was going to be as good, and no one thought he was going to win as. No one thought they were going to get him as much points, and he got 2 touchdowns last night. He threw to, Vernon Davis for a 3-yard pass. He also threw to Michael Crabtree for a 10-yard pass. I mean, this guy can throw as well. I know he didn't have any throwing touchdowns, no passing TDs, but he got rushing, and he had 3 to start out the season. But when he came in, he got 2 this game. That shows me how good a rookie QB can do in this league. But with the Bears situation, they just need, Jay Cutler is their offense. That's all I could say, but their O-line was just pathetic. And I'm going to say this, if any Bears fans are listening, you can't disagree with me. This is an O-line that seriously needs to get their butts together. Matt Forte only averaged 3 yards the whole game, and his longest was 8 yards. That's pretty bad for a running back. That's horrible. You don't want that to happen. Especially with Matt Forte. Matt Forte is one of the best running backs in this league. You're going against, with the rushing game, Matt Forte and Frank Gore, but you would take Frank Gore over any day, because this guy's just unstoppable, and this guy will have good games, and he's had good games to come. He has 5 rushing touchdowns. He got none last night, but Kendall Hunter did, and that's what really proved to me that this team will do well in the future. San Francisco, I know, had years that Alex Smith did horrible, and some of these guys were with them. Vernon Davis didn't have good years either. As Frank Gore was probably the only guy that's had good years here, and when they finally got an O-line that they've been fantastic, and I just don't see ESPN always. No one talks about O-lines as much anymore. They make differences in this game. That's how Frank Gore does good, because their O-lines do well, but also you look at how the skills work. At Frank Gore's been in this league for a while. And also the defense, Aldon Smith, 5 sacks. in this game. I was so impressed. This